Hello and welcome to this week's weekly forecast. My name's Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic, and because of the change of daylight saving times in Queensland and New South Wales, I'm now coming on a little bit earlier than I would normally do for my Queensland people, and for my New South Wales people, I'm coming on a little bit later than I would normally do. So this is the weekly forecast. I will be doing my regular readings in about 15 minutes on the regular channels if you want to hang around for that. But for now, today, right now, we're going to do that weekly forecast. As usual, I'm going to choose 6 cards, and I'm going to create like a narrative or a story around what to expect this week according to the card. So it's like a little bit of guidance, a little bit of reading, and we get to see what energy is at play this week in the according to the tarot and my interpretation of that. So like a guidance for the week. Now, I have been considering that instead of looking at the tarot as being a passive thing, that this is going to happen to us, I'm going to also encourage us to use the power of the tarot, the power of the cards that come along, that you can also draw on that power, call on that power of that card to help you through the week. Rather than just being a circumstance, you can also use it to empower the situation as well. Now, I've just shuffled the cards and I've just chosen 6, so I don't know what's coming up either. So let's begin. The first card we're looking at is the energy of where we are right now. So we have this card, this card here, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords represents like where we are is that we've come through a great trial or trauma. Of course, it doesn't always have to be great, but we've come through something where we are now in a healing space. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we are not doing anything. It just means that we don't have a lot of information coming in, and it is a quiet time. We might still be recovering. We might still feeling a little bit tired or fatigued, but the universe is now coming in to do the cleanup and take care of everything. We've done all the hard work of the lessons, as you can see. We're now tired. The forces that have been pushing against us are now bound, and the forces that work for us are now adding to that and doing cleanup. And so we can spend our time just recovering. So don't expect a lot of things to stimulate us, or a lot of things to excite us or interest us. It doesn't mean to say that those things won't be coming along, but there won't be a lot of that in the offing. So now we're going to have a look at the soul energy or guide energy that's working with us this week. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now I'm going to probably use this card as an example of how we can draw on the power of that card. So first of all, I'll give you the energy reading around that card for us. So our guides, our soul energy, it's this subconscious, the unconscious that works for us and with us. That means life is not going to be fast or exciting, or, as I said, no overstimulation this week. We are in the process of getting our grounding, getting our footing again, and finding that nice straight and narrow. So our energy, our guidance, our soul energy will only ever encourage us or guide us towards those really quiet, stable, and a nice and safe journey or pathway this week. So to use that energy for our well-being, rather than it being a passive thing, we can draw on the power of the Knight of Pentacles to make sure that when things if they do seem to be overstimulating or creating a bit of anxiety, you can draw on the Knight of Pentacles to just calm that down within, and that you can actually see clearly the path for calmness and just grounding and not too much stimulation, because remember, we are in healing mode. So now what are we facing? What challenges are we facing? What lessons are we learning? Or overcoming and bringing strength to. I mean, these are the things that may be vulnerable within us, so we're going to learn about them. So here we have the Three of Swords. So coming after that Ten of Swords, having the Three of Swords in that area means that we will be quite vulnerable to anyone who wants to maybe throw or come at us with harsh words and sharpness. And it sometimes sounds like the truth, and it could very well be the truth, but it's very, very harsh. It's very hard for our heart to hear and to listen to. And so listening to some hard truths is going to be the challenge. I often think that if we can look at or hear a truth around something, and we make the assessment about whether that actually works for us or not, that will be the lesson here. It's not so much to have everyone just attacking us or just, trying to make it all about us, but also too, if we want to use this energy in a much more positive way, we're going to learn to not be the victim, but the victor. We're going to be the winner here. And so therefore, we don't have to challenge those things that are thrown at us, but we can certainly draw on the Knight of Pentacles to create a nice, smooth pathway. So the next thing we're going to have a look at is how we're going to respond to all of these things that are going on. So there's not a lot happening, not a lot being thrown at us, a lot of facing some harsh truths, which is, that's not a bad thing. Easy to lean into. We're going to respond by not doing too much at all. The Death card is very much low energy, nothing happening. It's a limbo card. So there's nothing that we can actually do, if you want to put it into context. So it's a matter of sitting with that space, it's looking within, and just like a lot of self-care. In the Death card energy, this is our response. Our response is we can't do too much. There's nothing to draw on. There's no energy to pull in, to push us forward. There's nothing to make it go away or make it any better. All of those cards require us to be still and quiet and silent and just go about our day-to-day in a normal way. A lot of self-care is available for us this week. So where is this going to lead us? Funny we talked about self-care because it's the Page of Pentacles. Now, this is a card that we can draw on. Not only is it going to, it is our future, it's where we are heading, but it is also a card that we can draw the power of to us in order to build a better future and a better place for us. The Page of Pentacles talks about or brings in the energy of building new, renewal, regrowth, but it's not about having everything turn up at once. It's about starting slowly and slowly building. So whatever's come crashing down around us, where it's already happened, so it's not going to happen to us this week. We are in recovery mode, but with that recovery mode comes self-care. We are going to learn this week what it means to stick up for ourselves, what it means to respect ourselves, and what it means to care for ourselves. So therefore, we are going to use the power of those cards. We're going to use the power of the page to draw in the energy we need so that we know what things are going to nourish us and build up our energy back again. We're going to draw on the Knight of Pentacles so that life is not too over dramatic. And so the other ones, they'll just take care of themselves because they are things that are out of our control. So what is the spiritual meaning about this? It means that we have been waiting such a long time to move into that calm, beautiful, creative space where we can see our future. We are being pushed out of that turmoil. It's not even we're not even being guided. It's nothing gentle about it. We are being moved along with a tide so that we can go beyond the turmoil and into the calm. everything is pushing us towards that calm and settled and easy to navigate life. So a lot of the turmoil of the beginning of the year has now settled down, and now we can get into our stride and into our pace. But it's going to take this week in order to balance things out, in order to bring our energy and attention back to self-care and ourselves. And it's not a time of a lot of stimulation. So softly, lots of self-care. And if things do seem a little bit dramatic, draw on the Knight of Pentacles so that you can remain away from it, because so that we don't get frazzled or out of whack, because a lot of those cards are saying to us, softly, slowly, just take it easy, one day at a time, and nothing too overstimulating. We just need that time out, self-care, and a little bit of just flatlining life for a little while, just easy, because we're coming into a productive time. We're coming into a much more creative, productive time. This is a time of just recovery. Anyway, I'm going to give you one card to take with you in the week. I've got these beautiful affirmation cards. So I'm going to pull one. It involves a crystal and it involves a saying for ourselves. So we have Aqua Aura Quartz, and it says, I'm free from the limiting beliefs of my past. I can overcome any challenges that life gives me. So that's what that's a really good summation about where we're at this week, as we are letting go of that past. Draw the line. That's why the death card is there, a line underneath it, so that we can now break away from the past and have a fresh start. And it's going to be lovely. It's a very productive future that we're stepping into. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you for joining me for the weekly forecast. My name's Vicki Haspels. I'm the Psychic Mystic. If you're watching me on my Facebook page, stay tuned. We're going to do some live readings. If you're on my YouTube channel, I will be across on Facebook if you want to join me there for some live readings. Much love from me to you, and have a great week. Bye. See you guys next week with love from me. Mwah.